All right, what is up, everybody? It's your boy Benjamin Thomas back at it again with a brand new adventure. And let me tell you, this isn't just any adventure, this is Red Rock Canyon, baby. We're talking about massive red cliffs, canyons that seem to go on forever, and enough adventure to make your head spin. So what are we waiting for? We've got epic things to do in Red Rock Canyon. Hiking, climbing, wildlife, camping, the whole 9 yards. This place has got something for everyone, whether you're a seasoned adventurer or just looking to escape the city. All right, enough with the intro, let's get this show on the road. Red Rock Canyon, here we come. First up on our list of epic things to do in Red Rock Canyon: hiking. You can't come here and not experience it on foot. Miles of trails, each one more stunning than the last. Calico Tanks Trail is a moderate 2.2-mile loop with breathtaking views. Bring plenty of water, it gets hot out here. Next, Icebox Canyon Trail. More challenging but worth it. This 2.6-mile trail is cooler than the surrounding desert. You might even find ice at the back of the canyon. For experienced hikers, Turtlehead Peak. This 5.6-mile trail is no joke. It's steep, rocky, and tests your limits. But the views from the top, mind-blowing. The feeling of accomplishment at the summit is something else. Now, before you lace up your boots and hit the trails, let's talk about some essential hiking tips for Red Rock Canyon. First things first, wear proper hiking shoes. You don't want to be caught slipping and sliding on loose gravel in a pair of flip-flops. Trust me, I've seen it happen. And it's not pretty. Second, bring plenty of water. I know I already mentioned this, but it's important enough to repeat. Dehydration is a real danger in the desert, so make sure you're staying hydrated. A good rule of thumb is to bring at least 1 liter of water per person per hour of hiking. Third, pack some snacks. Hiking burns a lot of calories, so it's important to keep your energy levels up. Trail mix, granola bars, and fruit are all great options. And don't forget to pack out everything you pack in. Leave no trace, people. Finally, let someone know where you're going and when you expect to be back. This is just basic safety protocol, especially when you're hiking in a remote area like Red Rock Canyon. All right, now that we've covered the basics, let's move on to something a little more vertical. Red Rock Canyon, my friends, is a climber's paradise. We're talking about towering sandstone cliffs just begging to be scaled. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a complete beginner, there's a climb here for you. Just remember to bring your sense of adventure. First up, we're checking out Calico Basin. This area is known for its beginner-friendly climbs, making it the perfect place to learn the ropes. There are plenty of climbing schools and guides in the area if you need a little help getting started. For those of you who like a challenge, we've got you covered. Black Velvet Canyon is calling your name. This area is known for its challenging multi-pitch climbs. We're talking hundreds of feet of vertical exposure. Not for the faint of heart, but the views from the top are absolutely incredible. And for all you desert rats out there, there's always Red Rock's most iconic climbing spot, the Sandstone Quarry. This place is a climber's dream, with routes for all levels, from easy cracks to challenging overhangs. Now, before you go full-on Spider-Man on these rocks, let's talk about safety. Rock climbing is inherently dangerous, but with the right gear and precautions, you can minimize the risks. First things first, always climb with a partner. Make sure you've got all the essential gear: a helmet, harness, rope, belay device, and climbing shoes. And don't forget the chalk bag. You can rent all of this gear in town if you don't have your own. Next up, know your limits. Don't try to climb something that's beyond your skill level. There's no shame in starting small and working your way up. And always double-check your knots and belay system before you start climbing. Finally, be aware of your surroundings. Watch out for loose rock, and be mindful of other climbers. And most importantly, have fun. There's nothing quite like the feeling of conquering a challenging climb. All right, now that we've got the safety talk out of the way, let's move on to something a little more scenic. Alright guys, if you're looking for a more chill way to experience the raw beauty of Red Rock, but don't want to be the guy with the hiking boots and the selfie stick on top of a mountain, the Scenic Drive is where it's at. Seriously, this ain't your grandma's Sunday drive though, unless your grandma was like a rock climber who also loves vintage convertibles. We're talking 13 miles of pure visual candy. Think winding roads, those epic red rock formations just popping out at you, and the kind of views that make you want to quit your job and become an Instagram influencer. Just kidding, don't do that. But seriously, the views are insane. Pro tip, roll those windows down, feel the desert breeze, and crank the music. Speaking of music, gotta have the right soundtrack for this drive. I'm thinking some classic rock, maybe some Springsteen, something that just screams America, or maybe some Hans Zimmer, for that epic cinematic feel. Now, you could just cruise through the whole loop, and that's cool, but you're gonna wanna stop at some of the pull-offs. Trust me on this. These aren't just random dirt patches by the side of the road. These are strategically placed viewpoints, perfectly positioned to give you those jaw-dropping, Instagram-worthy shots. And I'm not just talking about selfies here, people. Bring your real camera, the one your dad gave you, the one you never learned how to use. Figure it out, because Red Rock deserves more than just an iPhone photo. This is art, people. This is nature at its finest. This is the kind of stuff Ansel Adams would be shooting if he was still around. And hey, while you're at it, why not break out a picnic basket? Channel your inner European, some cheese, some bread, maybe a baguette, some grapes. All right, maybe that's a bit much, but you get the idea. Make it a vibe. Okay, so we've talked about the rocks, we've talked about the views, but what about the locals? No, I'm not talking about the tourists with their fanny packs and selfie sticks. I'm talking about the OG residents of Red Rock Canyon, the wildlife. And trust me, this isn't your average city park with pigeons and squirrels. We're talking bighorn sheep scaling those cliffs like they're Spider-Man desert tortoises chilling in the shade, maybe even a roadrunner zipping past. And if you're lucky, you might even spot a bobcat or a coyote, but admire from a distance. We're not trying to recreate a scene from planet Earth here. And remember, these animals are wild, which means they're unpredictable. So don't be that guy who tries to feed them a sandwich or get a selfie with a rattlesnake. Just be cool, be respectful, and observe from a safe distance. Now, if you're a bird nerd, and hey, no judgment here, I love a good bird watching session myself. Red Rock is a gold mine. We're talking over 200 species of birds, from the majestic golden eagle to the tiny hummingbird. It's like a real-life National Geographic documentary, but without the David Attenborough narration. Pro tip, bring your binoculars, and I'm not talking about those cheap plastic ones you got at the gift shop. I'm talking about the real deal, the kind that make you look like a professional bird watcher. The ones with the big lenses and the neck strap. You'll need them to spot those elusive birds camouflaged among the rocks. And hey, while you're at it, why not download a bird watching app? Identify all the different species, impress your friends with your newfound knowledge. Become a Red Rock bird expert. It's a thing. Okay, listen up, Shutterbugs, because Red Rock Canyon is a photographer's dream. We're talking epic landscapes, dramatic lighting, textures that'll make your lens fall in love. Seriously, this place is so photogenic it's practically begging to be photographed. But let's talk strategy. Golden hour, people. That magical time right after sunrise and right before sunset when the light is just trust me, this is when the magic happens. The rocks glow this insanely vibrant red, the shadows get all long and dramatic, it's like something out of a movie set. And don't even get me started on the night sky. We're talking zero light pollution, a million stars, the Milky Way sprawled out like a giant cosmic tapestry. It's the kind of stuff that makes you realize how small we are in the grand scheme of things. Now everyone comes to Red Rock and takes the same postcard shots, and hey, those are cool and all. But let's get creative, people. Think outside the box. Find those unique angles, those unexpected compositions. Get low, get high, climb a rock. I don't care. Just don't be afraid to experiment. And don't just focus on the grand landscapes. Look for the details, the textures of the rocks, the patterns of the shadows, the delicate desert flowers pushing their way through the cracks. Those little details, man. That's where the real beauty lies. Remember, photography is about capturing the feeling of a place, not just what it looks like. So put down the selfie stick, ditch the tourist traps, and find your own Red Rock experience. Alright, so you want to ditch the city lights and embrace the full Red Rock experience? Camping's where it's at. But we're not talking about pitching a tent in your backyard, this is the real deal. Red Rock Canyon has designated campsites, and let me tell you, they book up fast. We're talking first come, first served, so plan ahead, people. Pro tip: weekdays are generally less crowded. Nobody wants to be fighting for a patch of dirt to call home for the night. Imagine waking up to that view, the sun hitting those red rocks, painting the sky with these insane colors. It's like nothing you've ever seen. Trust me, a night under the stars out here, it'll recharge your soul, man. But seriously, pack smart. Water, layers, headlamps, the essentials. This ain't glamping, but it's an experience you won't forget. Just remember, leave no trace. Pack it in, pack it out, let's keep this place pristine. Once the sun sets, man, that's when Red Rock transforms. It's like the whole canyon takes a deep breath and settles into a different vibe. The air cools down, the stars come out, it's magical. Build yourself a fire, break out the snacks, tell stories. This is quality time with friends or family, disconnected from the noise of everyday life. No notifications, no emails, just you and the raw beauty of nature. And the silence. It's deafening at first, but then you start to hear it. The wind whispering through the canyons, maybe a coyote howling in the distance. It's a whole different soundtrack than what you're used to. Camping in Red Rock, it's not just about sleeping under the stars, it's about reconnecting with yourself and the people around you. It's about experiencing nature in its rawest form. And that, my friends, is something special. Okay, maybe roughing it overnight isn't your thing. I get it, not everyone's cut out for the whole camping thing. But that doesn't mean you can't enjoy a good old-fashioned picnic in Red Rock Canyon. We're talking about finding a killer spot, laying down a blanket and soaking up the scenery with some good food and good company. But listen, this ain't your average sandwich in the park situation. We gotta step it up a notch. Think gourmet sandwiches, fresh fruit, maybe some fancy cheese and crackers. And don't forget the drinks. Iced tea, lemonade, maybe even a little bubbly if you're feeling fancy. The key here is to keep it simple, but delicious. Remember, we're in the desert, so pack plenty of water to stay hydrated. And sunscreen, always sunscreen. The last thing you want is to go home looking like a lobster. Trust me, I've been there. Now, finding the perfect picnic spot, that's an art form in itself. Red Rock has tons of hidden gems, little nooks and crannies where you can escape the crowds and just chill. Look for a spot with a little shade, maybe under a Joshua tree or a rock overhang. You want to be comfortable, right? And of course, the view is key. Find a spot where you can look out over the canyon and just soak it all in. Once you've found your spot, spread out your blanket, lay out your spread, and just relax. This is your time to disconnect, to enjoy the simple things in life. Share some laughs, tell some stories, create some memories. And hey, after you've eaten, take a little walk around. Explore the area, discover hidden trails, maybe even do a little rock scrambling. Just enjoy the freedom of being out in nature. Alright, let's talk about experiencing Red Rock Canyon the way John Wayne would have, on horseback. Yeah, forget hiking trails, we're talking about exploring the backcountry, feeling the wind in your hair, the whole 9 yards. Now, I'm not gonna lie, horseback riding ain't for everyone. It can be a little bumpy, a little smelly, but trust me, it's an experience you won't forget. Plus, those horses know the terrain way better than we ever will. There are a few different outfitters around Red Rock that offer guided tours. They'll set you up with a horse, give you a quick lesson if you're a newbie, and then you're off. It's a great way to see parts of the canyon you wouldn't be able to reach on foot. Just remember to listen to your guide, wear comfortable clothes, and don't be afraid to ask questions. These guys are pros, they've seen it all. Once you're out on the trail, man, it's like stepping back in time. No cars, no crowds, just you, your horse, and the vast expanse of the canyon. It's just you and the sound of hooves hitting the ground. You'll wind your way through canyons, climb up rocky hills, and maybe even spot some wildlife along the way. Keep your eyes peeled for bighorn sheep, lizards, maybe even a coyote or two. It's like being in a Western movie, only without the gunfights. And the views. From the back of a horse, you get a whole new perspective on the canyon. You can see for miles in every direction, and the scale of the place just hits you. It's humbling, man. Horseback riding in Red Rock Canyon, it's not just a ride, it's a journey. It's a chance to connect with nature in a way you never thought possible. And hey, who knows, you might even discover your inner cowboy or cowgirl along the way. Alright, so you're looking for some serious adrenaline, something to get your heart pumping. Red Rock Canyon isn't just about scenic views and chill vibes, it's also a mountain biker's paradise. We're talking miles of trails, from beginner-friendly paths to seriously technical single track. Imagine this, you, your bike, the sun on your face, and the wind ripping past you as you fly down these dusty trails, the landscape whipping by, red rock formations towering overhead. It's just you, the bike, and the raw beauty of the desert. Now I'm not gonna lie, some of these trails are not for the faint of heart. You're gonna wanna come prepared. Make sure you've got a good bike, a helmet, plenty of water, and the skills to match the terrain. But trust me, the rush you get from conquering these trails, totally worth it. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, Red Rock Canyon has something for everyone. Just remember to respect the trails, ride within your limits, and most importantly, have a blast. Now before you head out, let's talk gear. You don't need anything too fancy, but having the right equipment can make all the difference. A good mountain bike with front suspension is a must, and full suspension is even better if you're tackling the tougher trails. Hydration is key out here in the desert, so make sure you've got a backpack with a water bladder or plenty of bottles. And don't forget about snacks, trail mix, energy bars, anything to keep your energy levels up during those long rides. Safety first, always. A helmet is non-negotiable, and I'd even recommend some light gloves and protective eyewear. The last thing you want is a rogue branch ruining your day. And trust me, I've been there, done that. Once you're all geared up, it's time to hit the trails. There are maps available online and at the visitor center, so you can plan your route and choose the trails that are right for your skill level. Get ready for an unforgettable adventure. Okay, picture this. The sun has dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in a blaze of orange, pink, and purple. The air is cool and crisp, and the silence is almost deafening. You're miles away from the city lights, and above you stretches a blanket of stars so bright and vast it feels like you could reach out and touch them. That's the magic of stargazing in Red Rock Canyon. Out here, far from the glow of civilization, the night sky explodes with a clarity and brilliance you won't believe. It's like someone cranked up the contrast on the universe, revealing millions of stars usually hidden from view. I'm talking constellations you've only ever read about in books, shooting stars blazing across the darkness, maybe even the faint glow of the Milky Way. It's enough to make you feel small, insignificant even, but in the best way possible. Like you're a part of something much bigger than yourself. So grab a blanket, some snacks, maybe a thermos of hot chocolate, and find a comfortable spot away from any light pollution. Trust me, this is one experience you don't want to miss. Now, if you really want to enhance your stargazing experience, I highly recommend downloading a stargazing app on your phone. These apps use your phone's GPS and compass to show you exactly what you're looking at in real time. Just point your phone at the sky, and it will identify constellations, planets, satellites, you name it. It's like having a personal astronomer in your pocket. You can learn about the different constellations, their stories, and even track the movement of planets across the night sky. It's a seriously cool way to turn a simple stargazing session into an educational adventure. And hey, if you're feeling really ambitious, why not bring along a telescope? Even a basic telescope can reveal incredible details on the moon, planets like Jupiter and Saturn, and even distant galaxies. It's like opening a window into another world. And it's an experience that will stay with you long after the stars have faded. So next time you're in Red Rock Canyon, make sure you stick around after dark. Take some time to reconnect with the cosmos, appreciate the vastness of the universe, and maybe even learn a thing or two about the celestial wonders above us. So there you have it, folks. 10 epic adventures waiting for you in Red Rock Canyon. Whether you're a seasoned thrill seeker or just looking for some outdoor fun, this place has something for everyone. Now I'm dying to know, which activity are you most hyped to try? Drop a comment below and let me know. And hey, if you're feeling the stoke, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell for more travel tips and adventure guides. Until next time, get out there and explore.